Welcome back to Mac Talks Football. It's match day 37 in the English Premier League, and just 2 match days remaining. We already have the champions. We already know who's gonna get relegated, but the fight for those European places is still there. 6 teams, 6 points, and everything can go down. Second place Arsenal to seventh place Nottingham Forest. All of them fighting for those Champions League places. So let's go ahead and make our predictions and see what is going to happen, especially when you have exciting fixtures, team fighting against each other who are in the top 6. So let's go ahead and make our predictions. The first game, it is Aston Villa versus Tottenham. It is 6th versus 17th. I mean, Aston Villa have been on an amazing run of form. They have won 4 out of their last 5 games. It looked like, about a month ago that Aston Villa are sort of falling behind from the pack for the top 4, for the top 5. But they have recovered in the last weeks. The way that they've started to win the games, it sort of feels like they are, giving their all to make a push for those European places. I think it's going to be a good game of football. Tottenham Hotspur, they are all over the place. They are losing games left, right, and center. 20 losses already in the season. They are in the final of the Europa League, but I think the league-wise, this has been the worst season for them since I have watched football, if I'm being very honest with you. And I think it is going to continue for them. It's a game under the lights as well. I see nothing but an Aston Villa victory here. I'm going for a 3-1 win for Aston Villa. Up next, it's Chelsea versus Manchester United. It is 5th versus 16th. Chelsea, they are playing really good football, and just like Aston Villa, it looked like they were not gonna make it. But the last month has been really, really good. They have continued to win their games, which a lot of people really did not think they were gonna do. They defeated Liverpool. That was a big win. But the Chelsea, the problem with Chelsea, they lost last weekend to Newcastle, and that has brought Aston Villa and Nottingham Forest back in contention for those European places. So Chelsea, can somehow, someday, go ahead and destroy themselves. They can show themselves in the foot, but they are playing against a Manchester United side who, just like Spurs, are all over the place. They are winners in about 6 games, lost 4 out of their last 5 games. And coming into this game, I just don't see any other results apart from Chelsea. Chelsea are the home side as well. They are at Stamford Bridge, and they know how important this game is. Manchester United, they don't have anything to play for in this game, and I think it is going to be an easy win for Chelsea. I'm going for a 2-0 win for Chelsea. Moving on to Sunday's game, it's Everton versus Southampton. It is 13th versus 20th. Now Everton, they are going to finish in the mid-table. It is not a really important game for them, but they would like to make as much points as possible, try to finish as high up as possible. They are playing against the same side who are already relegated. They made life difficult for Manchester City after their draw last weekend. They are happy that they are not the worst side in the Premier League history, but I don't see them being so successful in this game. I think Everton at home, they are going to get the job done, and they're going to get the win quite easily. I'm going for a 2-1 win for Everton. Then it's West Ham versus Nottingham Forest. It is 15th versus 7th. Now West Ham won after about 6 weeks last week, and it was a massive win for them. That has helped them to climb from 17th up to 15th. So they would hope that they can stay there. They don't want to be at 17th in the table. They have won just once in the last 5 games, but they are playing against the Nottingham Forest, who are fighting for those European places, who have had an amazing season. But at the end of the, as the season is finishing, their form has declined quite a bit. They just 1 win in their last 6 games, and that has really put the chances of Nottingham playing, Nottingham Forest playing in the Champions League, even in the European competition, in a bit of a jeopardy at the moment. And I think this is one game that they really have to win if they really want to stay in touching distance, because it's just 1 game after that. It's their luck that they're playing against the West Ham side who are not doing that good, and I think that is going to help them, and I think they are going to get the job done here. I'm going for a very hard-fought 1-0 win for Forest. Then it's Brentford versus Fulham. It is 8th versus 11th. Brentford have been amazing this season. It is probably their best season in the history of the Premier League. They would love to continue, to make sure that they finish 8th in the league. They are playing against an 11th place Fulham side whose recent form has not been that good. Brentford are coming into this game on a 4-game winning streak. Fulham, on the other hand, they have not won in about 5 games. So it is, contrasting forms coming to this game. And Brentford, as I said, they want to finish in the top 10. And I think with the way that Fulham, even though Fulham would love to finish the top 10, I just don't see it happening. I think Brentford are gonna win this game. It's a London derby. It's going to be quite entertaining. Both teams like to play attacking football. We can expect goals in this game. We can expect goals in this game, and I think in the end, Brentford are going to nick it. I'm going for a very entertaining 3-2 win for Brentford. Then you have Leicester versus Ipswich. It is 19th versus 18th. Both of them are on the same number of points. It is sort of like the last chance, in my opinion, to get 3 points in any of those games. Ipswich, they have not won in their last 5 games, 4 defeats. Leicester have won in the last 4 games, and I think they being the home side, they have more of an advantage going into this game, and I think they are somehow gonna nick it in this game as well. I'm going for a very hard fought, not that entertaining, but interesting game of football. But I think Leicester are gonna nick it. I'm going for a 2-1 win for Leicester City. And it's a massive game. It is Arsenal versus Newcastle. It is 2nd versus 10th. Just 2 points separate these two teams. Now Arsenal, they have completely destroyed their league campaign. In the concentration was on the Champions League campaign, and in that they have sort of somehow now they are in a really diabolical position. If I'm being very honest with you, it has been about 7 or 8 matches since Arsenal have won in the Premier League. So that is a big problem. They came back from 2-0 down last weekend against Liverpool. So the confidence is going to be with them at the moment. They are playing against a Newcastle side who won last weekend, a massive win for them against Chelsea. They're just 2 points behind them. So if they win, they can overtake Arsenal and come 2nd in the table. Arsenal, on the other hand, if they win this game, it is going to be official. They are going to finish 2nd. They are going to qualify for the Champions League. And and Arsenal fans would really want this. And after what has happened this season, they cannot really expect to end up finishing 3rd or 4th in the table. That is going to be a big failure in my opinion. And I think Arteta and the players know this. And I think just because they are the home side, I think they are gonna end up doing it. I think it will be a very hard fought game. It will be very close, but I think Arsenal are going to nick it in that. I'm going for a very hard fought 1-0 win for Arsenal. We then have Brighton versus Liverpool. It is 9th versus 1st. Now Brighton are in a fight with Brentford to finish in the top 8. They are on the same number of points, and seeing that Brentford are going to play before Brighton, they are going to have they are going to know what Brentford have done. Their form has been sort of they have been quite inconsistent, if I may say so, in the last 5 games. But they are playing against a Liverpool side who, since they have won the league, it has officially been announced, they have not been that good. They lost to Chelsea, they drew to Arsenal, and Brighton are are not an easy opponent, especially going to the Amex. I think it's going to be quite an interesting game. There's a chance, in my opinion, that Liverpool go here and they end up losing this game. I'll be very honest. But I'm going to stay conservative. I'm expecting a great game of football. I'm expecting goals, but I don't see a winner. I'm going for a 2-2 draw between Brighton and Liverpool. Then it's Crystal Palace versus Wolves. It is 12th versus 14th. Crystal Palace are not really in that much of a good form. Just 1 win in their last 5 games. Wolves, on the other hand, they were playing really good football. They were winning games. They were on a 4-match winning streak, but the last 2 weekends they have lost both of their games. So they have sort of lost that momentum. But I think this is going to be a good game of football. And nothing nothing is on the line. Both of them are playing freely, and we can expect goals in this game. I'm going for a very entertaining 1-1 draw between Crystal Palace and Wolves. And we finish match day 37 with Manchester City versus Bournemouth. It is 4th versus 10th. By the time this game comes up, Manchester City would have already played their FA Cup final. All the teams who they are fighting for in that Champions League race would have played their game. So Manchester City would know coming to this game what they need to do. Their run has been really good. They were on a 5-game winning streak that ended last week when they drew their game against Southampton, which nobody saw coming. So that was a massive 2 points drop by City. They are playing against a Bournemouth side who are doing really well. They are at the top, in the 10th position, and they would want to stay in the top 10. That would be a really good season for Bournemouth. I'm expecting a good game of football, but just because it is at the hard end, even though City are going to play that cup final, if they win, I think that could really have an effect on their performance. But if they lose, even that is going to have an effect. But it will be interesting. But somehow still, in my opinion, they are going to nick it. It's going to be a very closely contested game. But I'm going for a 1-0 win for Manchester City. And that is it. These are my predictions for match day 37. Just 2 games to go, and still so much on the line in the league. Let me know what you guys think of my predictions in the comment section below. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Let me know in the comment section below. Like the video, share it as well. Click on the notification bell, and of course subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers before the end of the season, so please go ahead and subscribe and help the channel out. Until next time, bye bye.